Hi, and welcome to Everyday's Disorganized. I am Tammy, and I'm here today with Jessica. This is Jessica here. She is 15 years old, almost 16.
Oh,
and,
yep.
Yep, and this is the girl that I talk about a lot on this channel and on my blog at everydaysdisorganized.com. Okay, you can
I like you, Mom.
I like you too, sweetheart.
Peace.
So today I'm going to talk to you about mom guilt. Mom guilt happens to every parent, regardless of whether your child has special needs or regardless of whether your child was sick, especially when you have more than one child. You always feel guilt about, you know, the older child having less time with you and all of that. And I certainly felt that with Jessica and with Casey. When Jessica was born, Casey was only 2.5 years old. So it was difficult to schedule time with her. We had doctor's appointments, endless doctor's appointments at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, and we had doctor's appointments here in town, and we had OT appointments, physio appointments, we had speech appointments, and it always seemed to just snowball from there. With appointments, it was just seemed like one right after another, and every time we finished one, another one would start up, another certain kind of something would start. And I really felt a lot of guilt about, you know, whether I was doing the right things for Jessica or whether I was doing the right things for Casey, or, you know, and I really kind of lived in it, and I really felt that guilt. And I finally ended up going to counseling, and there I did learn a lot. And that would be my number one thing to say to any parent, or any parent with special needs, or any parent in general, is to just to seek counseling, to have somebody there. You don't necessarily have to see a psychiatrist. You can see counselors. They're there for you to talk to them, and they have excellent ideas on how to help you get over the guilt. I just needed to know that it was okay to feel the guilt, and it was okay to have it there, to not acknowledge it, and to let it pass. And then you can move on to the next thing. And another thing was that I always felt like I had to be the parent that was there 24/7. I never, you know, I didn't sleep hardly at all. I didn't, you know, I was always afraid something was going to happen. So what I did for that was, with the counseling, she told me, she put it into the way of self-love, and knowing that if you look at yourself like a bank account, you have so much money in your bank account, and it's just like you have so much to give to everyone around you. You have so much to give, and then you give and you give and you give, and eventually that bank account runs dry. Sure, you can go into overdraft, and that helps you out for a little bit, and but eventually your overdraft is over. It's done, and you have nothing left to give. Well, if you don't replenish your bank account, you end up with nothing left to give. So if you don't replenish yourself with your self-love, like go out with your friends, you know, if you have to get up an hour before anybody else in the house gets up, if your children are old enough that they sleep through the night and they get up at a certain time, get up 1 hour earlier if you can, and just, you know, try to read the book you want to read, or, you know, schedule the things you want to schedule, plan in your planner, whatever it is that you love to do. Just do that. If it means going to the gym or something while your husband's home or your spouse is home or whatever, then go to the gym and do that. Or exercise in the morning when you get up an hour earlier. Do things like that. Something that you enjoy. Something, even if it's just sitting there drinking a cup of coffee in silence, if that's what you love. I know I love to do that. Drink a cup of coffee in silence and just enjoy it, and really think about, you know, the things I have to do in that day that don't necessarily revolve around the children, things that are for me. And it could be taking a hot bath, a nice hot shower, whatever. Those are all things that you can do for yourself that can help you get through your, you know, just to put a little more love into your bank so that you're able to give a little bit more. So you can give more love to your children, you can give more love to your husband, you can give more love to your friends. You know, it's just, that's just the way it is. If you have nothing left to give, you are empty, and that's not a good place to be in. Another thing that you can do is find support systems, and that is things like here in town we have a local Down Syndrome Association with wonderful resources. The administrator is amazing. Her name is Deb. She is she's able to help, you know, she's there to listen to you. She sets up all these programs for kids, you know, and that is amazing in itself with the programming for the children. But it's also, there's also other parents there that are, I mean, they're not there all the time, but they set up events where you can go and talk to other parents. And, you know, we have like baseball. So the parents can talk and they can, you know, something's going on, you've already been there, or you're going through something that somebody else has already been through, you can talk about it, you know, and then you get to know each other and you exchange numbers and stuff like that. So it's an amazing resource to have, as those other parents that have children with the same disability or other disabilities, whatever, that you have. And it's amazing. And if you don't have a local Down Syndrome Association in your town, you can always think about setting up your own support group. Just have other parents around town that have either the same or other disabilities, children with other disabilities, and just meet every, you know, once every month or once every week or once every 3 months, whatever works for you, and just you know, meet and talk and just have coffee and go out and do something, go to a movie. You can do whatever, as long as you have that support from other people. Like for me, my mother was a great support for me. She really helped me out a lot. We drove back and forth to Sick Kids together to visit Jessica when she was there for the amount of time that she was there. You know, she came up to the hospital, and when Jessica was in the NICU at our hospital, she would come up. Yes, I know. She would come up and she would, you know, spend time with Jessica, so that I didn't feel like I had to be up there all the time. And Paul's parents, they went up and they would sit with her for a bit, so that I didn't feel like I always had to be there. So it was just something that was a good support. Like, it gave me that time, those few minutes, to, you know, not feel like I had to be at the hospital with Jessica or something like that, right?
Sorry.
Thank you.
You're so cute.
I know, you're so cute too. So if you can do stuff like that to help you get through the mom guilt. I mean, I know that I went through things like, you know, what if I did this, or what if I did that, or what if, you know, what if I didn't drink so much coffee? You know, did caffeine cause her to have Down syndrome? Did my working nights all the time have to do with her having Down syndrome? Did my DNA have something to do with her having Down syndrome? I totally blamed myself for all of that. So you get caught up in that guilt of, I think I've done this. It's something that happened. It's happened. It's not going to unhappen. It's not going to, you can't rewind and, you know, do something differently. It is what it is. And now the time comes where we have to deal with the guilt that we feel. And if you are able to feel it, acknowledge it, give it the acknowledgement that it needs, find your solution if there is one, which usually there isn't one, because the mom guilt that you feel is just, I'm not spending enough time with this, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing homework enough, I'm not doing this. You can't feel that all the time. If you do, you will drive yourself crazy. So you need to acknowledge it, and you need to let it go. And you need to know that you are doing the best job that you can do, and that you are a great parent. Regardless, you are a great parent. You're doing the good job, and you need that pat on the back. So if you can, you know, acknowledge it and let it go, then that is a great way to start. And maybe get some counseling. There's local counselings. Even a lot of people who have work have counseling for people who are at their workplace. There's EPA, I think is what it's called, something to that effect anyway. Employee assistance programs that will help you with counseling. Like I said, your local organization for, you know, there's autism, there's Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, whatever there is. I'm sure there is some sort of organization that will help you and support you in that. And, you know, make sure that you spend time with your friends. Like, don't, Stop going out to see your friends. It's all a part of your self-love. You need to spend the time with your friends, and don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty for spending time with your friends. And don't feel guilty for spending time with your friends, because like I said, you need to put that love in before you can put that love out. All right, so I hope this video finds you well, and I hope it finds a little bit of peace within. It helps you find some peace to put into your life, and I will talk to you in the next video. I hope you have a great day. Thank you, and bye.